Welcome to my way of playing Pudge. Pudge is a hero who pretty much only needs experience to be able to do a lot. He can solo kill almost any hero in the game when he hits level 7, and his hook, if you can land it, is great to pull enemies out of position and to save your teammates. He can fall off in usefulness in the late game, but his spells still remain strong, and the fact that Dismember goes through Btw I can be very useful. He can get very tanky if he gets a few kills, and has the potential to transition to a semi-carry late game. He is also a great hero against both Tinker and Void, being able to catch Tinker rather easily when he TPs, and hooking heroes out of Void's chronosphere. Pudge is the most played hero of all time, but I very rarely see him in my games. I think he is somewhat underestimated among the top pop players. Most people go mid with Pudge, but I don't think that he is that great in the middle. He's a decent mid hero, but it's problematic trading farm and experience as a Pudge versus say a hero like Invoker. A lot of mid heroes can also shut Pudge down, and you quickly feel a great pressure on your shoulders to get a kill with the hero. But it's very obvious if you leave the mid lane as Pudge. Offlane Pudge. So I actually prefer playing Pudge offlane, and I have had way more success doing that than going mid with him. There really is no place on the map where Pudge naturally fits in, but he can work as a passive solo offlaner who leads experience and starts ganking when he gets level 7 or earlier if he is getting zoned out at the offlane. It is also harder for the enemy to tell whether or not you have actually left the lane or you're just hiding out of sight leeching experience, especially at night. As an offlane Pudge, your main objective is just getting levels. If you can manage to get some last hits, that is great, but you can only lose the lane if you get zoned out of experience range and thus are prevented from getting levels. If you got an observer ward from a support, at Radiant offlane I place it right here. It won't block the camps, but it allows me to see when they are pulling, and if they pull the small camp, I can pull the large camp to my creep wave. At the Dire offlane, I usually place a ward here, since it blocks the only pull camp and provides a lot of vision. After placing a ward, if you received one, check the rune at the start of the game, and then quickly intercept your creep lane and block it. You want to block only the melee creeps and allow your ranged creep to walk in front of the rest. Doing this block will make your ranged creep die quickly and thus making them push the lane, enabling you to farm more safely under your tower. If I have a chance, I will gladly trade my life for the carry, but not for the support at offlane, with the exception of getting a first blood on a support hero. The general pop mentality is that an offlaner must have some kind of escape, that is blink, inmiss, or a spell that allows him to survive. But you can still survive and get experience on a solo offlane even without that. Pudge offlane works well, since Pudge can have a huge game impact by just getting levels. At level 7 you can gank almost anyone alone and can save teammates as well. When you get level 7 you want to leave offlane and roam. Don't stay leeching experience after level 7 if you can't farm. Go out there and gank, or try to get someone else to come to help you kill the enemy hero in your own lane. My ability build on Pudge is pretty standard. I max hook first, get rod, get ulti whenever I can, and then I max rod, and then I go for flesh heap. Flesh heap works retroactively, so all the kills you have gotten earlier will still count towards your strength gain. Items. I start off with boots, a set of tangus, and a clarity. I upgrade my boots as quickly as possible to tranquils, which increases Pudge survivability a lot, since it benefits from the regen and the +4 armor. After that I get soul ring, which ensures that I almost never run out of mana for a hook. These two items are really the only items I consider core on an offlane Pudge, and all other items from now on can be considered as luxury items. If I have a bad game, or there is no one getting wards on my team, after these two items I can transition into a support Pudge, buying both observers and sentry wards for my team. If I have spare gold, I either get Force Staff or Blade Mail. If they have primarily magic damage on their team, I might consider getting a pipe instead. It is really up to your personal preference what you like to get after Tranquil and Soul Ring. Do you prefer the mobility with Force Staff, or the increased kill potential and tankiness with Blade Mail? If the game goes late game, a heart can also benefit Pudge a lot. He doesn't really need the extra hit points, but the regen can help him stay close to the action and not having to TP back. Landing hooks. Being good at landing hooks takes practice. When you want to hook someone, try to think like he does. So if he's going to a rune and can't see you, you can be pretty certain that he will keep in a straight path towards the rune. Or if he's trying to get a last hit on a creep, at the moment you can be pretty sure that he's going for the last hit and won't do something random, unless of course he can see you. If they try to dodge your hook a lot, running in circles instead of running away, you can just go close to them and ulti them instead of starting with a hook. If they are farther away and trying to dodge your hook, you can start the Pudge arm animation and then cancel, do this a few times and then toss your hook. It's largely a matter of practice. Don't be discouraged if you miss a lot of hooks in the beginning. If your teammates are harsh on you, mute them, since it can really put a Pudge on tilt if people are laughing at him. I'm sure even Dendi misses hooks from time to time. General tips. Consider getting a gem later in the game on Pudge, even if they don't have invis heroes, to control the map and deward their wards. Against Tinker you can ward outside the map, which allows you to see the whole forest where he might TP in. Your dismember range is longer than your rod range, so you can dismember someone and they won't take any damage from your rod. Be careful with that, and try to ensure that they are within rod range when you dismember them. Farm with rod without hitting creeps so your tranquils won't stop healing you. Never show yourself on the map if you can avoid it. You want to have them constantly fearing the Pudge and making them more cautious to farm, thus losing out on gold and experience. Use smoke a lot, especially when it is day. You can solo smoke yourself. Smoke break range is just above 1000 range and your hook has a range of 1300. This means you can hook someone from smoke, which can come as a complete surprise for them. At this place, they have warded close to the middle tier 1 tower, and I'm actually standing exactly on the ward, but since I'm smoked, I'm able to get a hook on Skywrath and kill him. If you found this guide useful, be sure to like the video and subscribe for upcoming guides. I have also casted one of my Pudge games, so check that out to see how this guide works in real life Dota.